Okay, sí, sí. Okay. Okay. Sí, sí. 5, 6, 7, 8. Esperar, ¿qué pasa?
Llamaste a mi María.
No, 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 no. Un momento.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué estoy hablando español?
Un momento. Okay. Sí. ¿Cómo is that? Oh, it's English.
Sorry, I get emotional when I speak Spanish.
It's all right. I understand. Oh, you forgot your coaster. Here you go.
There are no coasters in the wild, Paul.
This is Temple City. So I was telling my wife about you and
today's the day.
about how you wake up and you're instantly 100% awake. It's like almost as if you were never asleep.
Yeah, as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, roll right out of bed and into my martial arts routine.
Why? Is there a reason?
Well, there are many reasons. A major reason is that 80% of ambushes take place in the morning. No, in fact, that's why they call them ambushes. A.M. bushes. Because they happen in the A.M.
I didn't know that.
Yep, 100%.
What martial arts?
It's called Vozuba. It's my own creation.
Really?
It's a cross between karate and an F-35 Joint Strike Fighter.
Wow. That sounds...
It's aggressive.
So your preparedness starts the moment you wake up.
No. Actually, it starts the night before. I grease up my neck in case somebody sneaks in and tries to strangle me.
I'm surprised somebody can sneak into your house.
Well, they can't, but you never know. I know, but you never know. But I know.
I wish I can get out of bed more easily. It's almost like a superpower. I have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning.
Well, if you can't and you have to get up, it's important to you. I have a product I designed called NPOP.
NPOP? What's that?
It's a nasal alarm. It mounts to your columella here. It's very discreet.
Columella? Is that what this thing between your nose holes is called?
Nose holes. So you've had medical training.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I have seen like 5 seasons of ER.
Oh, okay. So are you doing your residency yet? So anyway, it's very small, and you set it via an app. You can set it. It's on iOS, Android, Windows Phone coming soon. So you set it for 5 a.m. on your app, let's say, and at 5 a.m. it'll release ammonium carbonate, which is smelling salt.
Ah.
Yeah. And it's effective, you know? It's like, let's morning. And you're up.
That'll wake you up. That sounds perfect. That's called an NPOP?
Yeah. And in Canada, you can find it under the name Irish Setter. Hey, man. So you got to go flying with me, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You've been taking helicopter lessons.
Oh, I'm done. I've been solo for 5 or 6 months now.
Oh, yeah.
It's so awesome, dude. It's like you're just floating in this vast expanse. You can float in any direction you want. It's amazing. It's like being a bird, but better.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. But it's scary, right? I mean, helicopters are hard to fly, right? I mean, compared to planes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I want to put my life in your hands.
But there are some that are pretty easy to fly. You know, coaxials and quads. Fraction of the complexity of a single rotor. Because that's what you're familiar with, a single rotor.
So do you fly by yourself all the time? Or what do you do with all the...
I love exploring. Just, who doesn't, right? Over land or water or just in the sky. You know, but I just want you to know, I am very, very cautious. You know, I view my soloing as still practice, crossing every T, dotting every I, you know, until it becomes second nature. But being up there, man, is so cool. It really helps you realign the scale of it all, you know?
Like, what do you mean?
Human perspective, you know, atmosphere, oceans. You know what it's like? It's like remembering what it's like to be a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, it's normal to forget the scale of everything. But when you were a kid, everything seemed huge and wondrous. But as an adult, you forget that. A kid's view of the world is actually closer to reality than probably your average adult.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, especially as adults. You know, you have so much responsibility that it's really easy to forget, you know, things that you're not directly responsible for. But so what do you do then? Just fart around?
I roam. I practice. Yeah. I mostly like hovering. You know, when you're up that high, it takes a long time to really. There's 20 miles to look at. There's so much detail. You know, you can lose track of time really easy up there. But yeah, I hover a lot and contemplate. You know, translate side to side. You know, like Airwolf. So cool. But I love roaming around the ocean. The ocean is so big, dude.
I know.
No, you don't know. It is huge.
It is. I was on a cruise with the family, and we were out in the middle of the ocean, and it's hard to even believe when every single direction is just water forever. It's hard to even believe what you're seeing. It's real.
Yeah. So if someone's out sailing and they see a helicopter hovering and periodically airwolfing, that's me. I see so much stuff out there, man. Tankers, huge tankers, cruise ships, whales, tons of private islands. I was surprised by that. There's a bunch of private islands out there, out in the middle of nowhere. I saw this one guy on his private island two days ago, and he must have been lonely. He was writing his phone number in rocks on his private beach.
Really? What was his number? We should call him right now. Can we do that?
Oh, he wasn't done yet. No, he just had the area code 505.
Ah, that would have been so cool.
You should come with me sometime.
Yeah.
Higher than ever before. Kitty, kitty. You have cats.
Yeah. That's Jack, the gray one. Found him in a car engine.
Wow, really? That's strange.
Is it? I don't know a lot about cars. Yeah, he's a big scaredy cat, though. You can just walk into the room with anything in your hands, and he's like, whoa, this is above my pay grade, and just skedaddles. Lily is the littler one. Yeah, she's my little conspiracy theorist. Don't get her started, trust me. Yeah, and she eats furniture, too. Come on, Lily. Shh. Lily. Lily, I pay for everything. I give you pets whenever you want, and you can't even listen.
Oh! Did your cat just say learn to code?
I knew Twitter would be a bad idea.
That gray one really likes that little toy. Does it have catnip in it?
No, Jack's a good boy. He doesn't do the hard stuff.
Is that music in here? Starry, starry night. Paint my Chevy by moonlit ray. Look out on a summer's day and drive into the sunset of my soul. That song is Babies in Mine.
Baby?
My car.
Your car and you have a song.
Yeah. Played the first time I drove her. And the first time we slept together.
You slept with your car?
You've never slept in a car?
Oh, well, that's different. Sleeping in a car, right? Inanimate objects can't sleep.
So you've never put a computer to sleep?
Okay.
You've never snoozed an alarm?
Okay, all right. So tell me about this new business of yours. I see you're wearing the earrings.
Yeah, well, there are two separate companies. This is a clothing line that's designed for preparedness. As you notice, these earrings are for fly fishing. This is a dry fly. This is a wet fly.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
This necklace, this is made with shot for a slingshot. An arrowhead. It's attached with a bowstring. So basic survival wear. But the food line...
Food line? You have a food line too?
Yeah, we have a snack line. It's comprised mainly of fresh fish, but in a septic form. So it lasts about 24 hours.
Septic, yeah.
Yeah. So we figured out a way to deliver something like sashimi in the form of an over-the-counter snack. So you can have a healthy snack. It's fresh. It's essentially the catch of the day put into a process and deliverable to you in 48 hours. Once you open, it's good for 24 hours.
Wow, very cool. It's hard to find a healthy snack, especially one made of fish.
Fresh fish. That's the catch. No pun intended.
What's it called?
Well, we really wanted to capture the essence of the line. It's as convenient as a snack and as fresh and healthy as the catch of the day. So we combined the words snack and catch and came up with Snatch.
Okay. And how's it doing?
Surprisingly, not too well. The product scores extremely high on taste tests, but not selling well at the point of sale.
And you have no idea why that might be.
No, none. It's a real mystery. Now, do I have this right? You're writing a book?
Yeah.
A book, not a short story.
No, man. A book.
Wow, that's a lot of words. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
So what's it about? What's the title?
Well, it's funny. I discovered that you can write prequels or sequels to existing fiction as long as you don't reference fictional names or places from the original.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. My book is titled, Hey, Look, More Mohicans. It's a cross between Hayao Miya's, Hey, what's going on with your ear?
I think it's just some loose wax.
Oh, that's nice.
And I didn't bring a cotton swab.
You're not supposed to put cotton swabs in your ear. Earwax is good for you.
I know. Cotton swabs are for packing the wax in because it's good for you. You don't want to lose it.
No, that's wrong. Do not do that. Do not put cotton swabs in your ear.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No. Yeah, man. Like a musket. You ramrod it in because it's good for you. It'll fall out.
Yeah, it's supposed to fall out. Your body knows what it's doing.
Remind me not to walk behind you.
Oh, like you're going to slip on it?
Sounds like a great way for a cougar to track you while you're in the jungle.
You're not going to leave a trail of earwax, man. Come on. But are you still working at that UN thing?
The UU, yeah.
So you're no longer working at the park anymore?
No. They said my jungle cruise was over-sexualized.
Oh, plot twist.
Hey, I gotta be me's.
Those are my jokes.
But yeah, now I'm in adjustments.
Adjustments?
Yeah, they send us in when a local reality goes sideways.
Oh, okay, so that sounds right up your alley.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how often zombies get going.
Zombies, really?
Yeah.
Now, are you talking the Walking Dead kind or World War Z or what do you got?
Well, so I'm really like a zombie expert now.
Really?
I've seen them all. All those shows get a lot wrong.
Really? I like The Walking Dead, though. It's good entertainment. Because it's not really about the dead, it's about the living. But how exactly are our zombies off?
Well, first off, let me just say, across the board, zombies will not have pants.
What?
Yeah, no pants. Look, when you skip a couple meals, don't you have to adjust your belt, right?
Yeah.
By day 2, you got dresses and shirts, but no pants or shorts. And their balance goes fast too, a few days. And add to the fact that their pants have slid down, might be trapped on their ankles because of their shoes. And, a good 80% of them are just on the ground wiggling around.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
We call them ankle biters. Second, there's still biology and physics involved, right? These things lose cellular energy. Controlling the brain is great and all, but walking and whatnot requires energy, and you just can't fake energy.
It always seemed realistic, but I guess it's not. I guess you do have to suspend some disbelief. But can't they get energy by eating animals or people?
There are some, yes, but those are rare. There are 2 that are particularly nasty. One can convert sunlight into energy in a process that's analogous to photosynthesis. And the other can convert water in the air to hydrogen and oxygen.
Like humidity?
Yeah, those are the worst because with energy and oxygen, the organs can last a lot longer.
Really? Like how long?
Maybe a couple months. But those are really healthy. They can't run, but they can sort of skip.
Skipping zombies.
It's a scary sight, man.
That sounds so disturbing and funny at the same time.
Yeah. From what I understand is there's less balance involved with skipping. But yeah, it's twisted because they look like they're having fun, and you associate skipping with good times, But, or maybe that's just me. I don't know. I skipped a lot in my youth.
Yeah. Ooh, give me a chill up my spine.
Yeah, it's unsettling. But those, we don't normally try to fight. We just use the terrain to our advantage.
How so?
Well, like I remember this one time, it was in a U.S. We took a solar paneled ghetto blasters and put them on the skywalk at the Grand Canyon.
Oh,
And then they all just were attracted by the noise and they just all piled up into the Grand Canyon.
the Grand Canyon? You fill it with zombies?
Well, they just fall in and then we light it up. Those are cakewalks. I catch up on my reading. The last one I caught up on Twilight and ammo. Other times, if it's just getting started, it's in an urban environment, we'd like spray oil on the streets to keep them contained. You know, their balance is already not particularly great. And then we'll just drop a Moab or something.
Oh, you've done some amazing and crazy things, dude. If those hands could talk.
Yeah. Well, this hand should never be believed.
That's probably good you can keep a sense of humor about it.
Well, we're given instructions and we follow them, you know? Many times it's not even obvious what we're doing or why. But Upper knows the long-term strategy and we trust it. Sometimes it even seems really wrong what we do, you know? Like tonight I'm going back in your reality to get Hitler on track.
What's a Hitler?
Oh, well, you'll know all about him tomorrow when you wake up. Apparently you guys are supposed to be farther along with the atom or something.
Besides zombies, what else do you find challenging in adjustments?
Well, I've seen a lot of surprising things. I mean, everything has the ability to threaten society if it just takes a bad turn. I mean, you take something like a roving slut of vegans.
Whoa. We don't call people sluts, Paul, even vegans.
What? No, a pack of vegans is called a slut of vegans.
That's not true.
Yeah, of course it is. Everybody knows that. You know, like a flock of seagulls or a pod of whales. Do you have a different name for a group of vegans here?
I mean, we don't call them anything. They're just people.
Just people? Oh,
I'm serious.
wow. No, man. You've got to watch them. If they are separated out, okay, maybe 2 or 3 of them go to a movie. But you start seeing 7, 8 of them together, I'm telling you, Paul, you better be prepared. They're a bunch of self-righteous tofu vampires.
Oh, come on.
I've seen a slut of vegans,
Paul!
a pack of vegans annihilate a town in a weekend. I lost 2 good men on that. I'm just saying, keep an eye out. Huh? Remember what I do.
All right. Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, that was Florida. Whew. That went sideways.
Well,
Then there's mimics. You got to watch out for them. Some are good, some are bad. If they're bad, they're bad.
mimics?
Yeah, things in nature can camouflage themselves or like mimic a predator as its defense. A well-known one is the spider tail viper, you got to see it, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Its tail looks like a spider, and it lures in insect-eating birds. Totally insane.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's crazy looking. And to think nature came up with that. But why do we have to watch out for those? I mean, we're aware of them. They don't bother people.
No, not all of them. I mean, look at your Tom Selleck.
What about Tom Selleck? Are you suggesting Tom Selleck is a mimic?
Well, no. What you know is Tom Selleck? No. The sentient being is the mustache.
What?
Yeah. The species is a super intelligent Stashian. The person you know as Tom Selleck is actually just an appendage of the mustache used to mimic and blend in with human society.
Come on. Are you serious right now?
Yeah, so I take it you're not aware of these?
These?
Yeah, Tom, Geraldo, Chuck.
But I've seen Tom Selleck without a mustache.
No. It was probably just in stealth mode. It curls up inside its mouth.
Oh, man. I'm learning so much today. So Stashian, huh? It sounds like Kardashian.
Oh, so you know about the beans from Kardashian?
Yeah.
Ultra conservative, no mating at a bond, oversized beltless gowns.
Then no.
Hey, man, do you have a dehumidifier on in here?
Yeah. Whoa, hey. Yeah, it's humid. I didn't want to turn into a skipping zombie, huh? But no, we can turn it off. Yeah, no need for violence.
No, around my eyes are dry.
What's that?
Travu Day Eye Moisturizing Cream.
That came in your knife?
Oh, heck no. I got this moisturizer on Sephora. It's a really good moisturizer.
How can you tell?
It's got factors.
So you shop on Sephora?
Yeah, well, when they have double points. So you gotta stay moisturized, man. You know, it's a common misconception that people are watertight,
All right.
but they're water resistant. Take me, for instance. I am water resistant to a depth of 3 meters for 90 seconds.
Okay, that sounds right, I guess.
It's true. Gotta take care of your skin.
Where did you learn about all this?
I think I read it in Redbook and Ammo.
Haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's real. They don't have it here, so don't look for it.
You're such a tough guy. It's weird to see you moisturizing.
You can be tough and soft, Paul. I'm so tough. I can do like 50 pull-ups.
50 in a row?
No, all of them at once. It's just an unlimited, never-ending pull-up.
No, I just meant like taking breaks.
Oh, with breaks? Well, I can probably do 40,000 pull-ups. I get to decide when the breaks are, right?
Yeah.
I bet you can do a few now, huh? You've lost some weight.
Yeah, you know, it was so weird. One day I weighed myself and I got my weight and it was 3 digits, like a precise weight. Not like rounding to 0 or to 5 or anything like that.
Okay.
And then later that same day, I'm reading an article about The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah. And in the article, The Rock says his weight. It's a precise weight, right? And it's the same precise weight as mine.
Really?
Do you know what the odds are to weigh yourself and get a number and then read that exact same number, the exact same weight of another person on the same day?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not reading fitness magazines or anything, right? The odds are nearly non-existent.
Yeah, right.
So it was so weird. Like in that moment, I realized I could be like the Rock stunt double or stand-in.
You serious?
Well, yeah. I mean,
But isn't he really tall?
Well, but you've seen The Hobbit.
I don't think it works that way.
Sure it does. They just like change perspective.
Or you need to change your perspective.
What?
Nothing.
Anyway, I didn't go that route.
Oh. So how did you lose the weight?
Well, you know, what's really amazing is for much of my life, I would say I struggled with weight, you know, like many people. It seemed impossible, or at least very, very hard to control my weight.
Well, there are several different body types that put on and take off weight differently, you know.
Yeah, and I think that thought was kind of like an excuse to give up and pretend like there was no workable solution.
Workable?
Well, you know, like I want to have a scoop of ice cream, and that means I have to work out 2 hours today?
Oh.
I mean, I don't care who you are. That doesn't make sense to your average logical person, right? That seems like a very primitive way to live, right? Eat, run 5 miles, sleep, eat, run 5 miles, sleep. It seemed like the solution lacked refinement.
I can see that.
But now I feel so amazing, dude. There was an answer there. There is. And I believe it applies to everyone. Well, I believe it probably applies to 99% of the population. I mean, I finally feel in total control.
What are you in control of?
My weight.
Say more, Paul. Expand.
Okay, so the solution I found, I think it should be seen as 3 pillars that each do something completely different. And I believe it's important to see them as separate, as you can actually just use any of the 3 to have great control over your weight. But you can mix the 3 to form your ideal maintainable lifestyle.
Okay.
So my dominant pillar is intermittent fasting.
Oh, okay.
And intermittent fasting is an incredibly powerful tool. I mean, it can be anything you want, right? So some people use days, but many people like me, I use hours. So I do an 8-16. I eat for 8 hours and I fast for 16. And this has so many benefits. It's like so incredible.
Yeah.
For one, I have a ton of energy, and I never anymore do I have cloudy brain. No food comas, no lethargy.
Yeah, it helps with all
And
that.
I see intermittent fasting as more of the lifestyle portion of the mix.
Yeah.
And I tell people, look, If you want to start down a path of total weight control, start with a 12-12. It should be very easy for people to do a 12-12.
Yeah.
And many people think they already do it, but they actually don't. They don't realize that milk before bed or that orange as a late night dessert, they think it's just healthy.
Oh, right.
So they're surprised to learn they're actually doing like a 17-7 or something, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you want your body to shut down its processing facilities, right? The facilities that signal things to your brain, and then from there to the rest of your body, right? When you fast, your body benefits. It's something more similar to like sleeping.
Right, right.
And I say, if you do 12-12, look, take 3 months, take a year, get to 11-13, take another 6 months, and then get to 10-14.
All right.
No rush, right? This is the long game. When you win it forever, right? And on my 816 is really like the gold standard, especially for like regular folks like me. 816 is the sweet spot. I can maintain weight easily, even without thinking, and even lose weight.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. And so the second pillar is keto. I use keto to lose weight. And I use it like a variable mixture. So sometimes I'm doing a very little keto, and then sometimes I'm doing a lot of keto. It just depends where I'm at. Like if it's after the holidays and I ate a bunch, I'll do harder on the keto.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And actually, there's some evidence that suggests things like dementia might actually be a form of diabetes, where ultimately the body over time loses some of its ability to use carbohydrates as energy for your brain.
Really?
Yeah. And when you're in ketosis, you produce ketones.
Right.
And research suggests that your brain can use ketones instead of carbohydrates for energy.
Really?
To power its facilities. So ideally, throughout your life, you'd use a mixture of carbohydrates and ketones, and your brain would never become resistant to either, perhaps, right? But in today's world, people almost always get all their energy from carbohydrates.
Okay, I see.
And the brain essentially becomes resistant to that source of energy. But you can, if you make the change at that stage, you can still use the alternative fuel, ketones.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's really amazing. But for weight, it's really the best way to burn fat. If you eat carbohydrates, your body will use it as energy before burning fat. You have the power to have your body burn fat instead.
Right, and that's without exercise.
Right, that's without any exercise. I lost a lot of weight with just intermittent fasting and keto. That's actually all you need. In fact, you could just do it with one of those.
Why did you do both?
Lifestyle, it was easier. If I wanted to lose weight, I would just do keto, right? I'd have to do full keto. And keto's great, don't get me wrong. And intermittent fasting is great too. But a mix of those was even better in terms of lifestyle. I could eat the things I really liked. So it really wasn't like I was on a diet. I don't see myself as being on a diet.
Okay, yeah.
And so the third pillar is exercise. And like I said, I lost a lot of weight and I'm in total control of my weight without exercise. But when exercise becomes optional, right, it becomes very easy to do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Before, I saw exercise as the only tool to lose weight. And that made it this huge hill to climb, very intimidating. But in reality, if you control your weight with lifestyle, then exercise becomes more of like a hobby.
Do you exercise a lot?
No, not a lot, for sure. So here's the deal with exercise. It takes the most amount of time to do, right? Intermittent fasting and keto take 0 time.
Right.
Exercise only takes time from you, and time is valuable. So to do more exercise, you have to be in a position to carve out more time. And that, even just that fact, stops many people from using exercise as a tool, especially if they see it as their only tool.
Exactly right.
So I still want to carve out more time for exercise, but right now I do a lot of body weight type stuff, push-ups and crunches, stuff like that. Things you can do while your coffee's filling up or when your eggs are cooking.
Yeah, in my office we have single-serve coffee machines, and near them they have a pull-up bar, a medicine ball, a few other things I can't think of right now, so that people can just pick up something, do a little something while their cup's filling.
Wow, that's great of your office to do that. Yeah. Even just a clear area of floor, people could drop and do 20.
Yeah.
And so that brings exercise into the realm of intermittent fasting and keto. Something that integrates into your life as is and takes up little to none of your valuable time. And nothing's stopping you from doing more, swimming and hiking and anything like that.
Right.
So I'm increasing exercise, but not to the detriment of life. I'm trying to carve out more time. But as you can see, I have total control of my weight now. So it has removed a lot of pressure to take 10 hours of my week to go to the gym.
Well, that's great. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. But to get back, now that I've lost weight, I probably can't stunt double for The Rock now.
No, probably not.
But I am now wondering how much Chadwick Boseman weighs.
You're clearly not understanding the core issues around acting.
Oh, yeah, I can't do accents.
Another lost opportunity, I guess.
Wait, stunt doubles don't have lines? Man, you don't know anything about the industry.
Maybe you should start, I don't know, picking someone white.
No, they just Photoshop that nowadays. It's the 21st century, Paul. DNA doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, speaking of DNA, have you done that genetic testing? I just had ours done.
Really? Nah, I don't want the government having access to that information.
Oh, no, they're great. You can find out quite a bit, not just ancestry, They can give you the heads up, like potential diseases based on your DNA. It's not 100%, but it's a good guide.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, for your health. Especially if you're adopted and you don't know your family history.
They can even tell you about your personality and your muscles. Like if you share, for example, a certain muscle type associated with certain groups, like athletes, for example.
Wow, that's amazing stuff. Did you find anything interesting in your genetics?
Well, what I found most interesting is that I have a muscle type most associated with sharks.
Sharks?
Yeah. So many things make sense now.
Okay, like what?
Well, when I was in kindergarten, my nickname was Shark Tank.
Why'd they call you Shark Tank? Did you have a Shark Tank?
Well, I may have told them that was my name. In my defense, my teacher should have asked my mom for my name.
I hear they even have DNA dating now, like match you with compatible people. I'm not sure how they determine that.
Yeah, I've never bought into those dating apps for anything, especially as a guy. I mean, guys have such a wide pool to choose from, Guys don't discriminate on height or anything like that.
Yeah.
Guys like short girls, medium height girls, tall girls, all sorts. I myself am with the latter.
T's. It's latter with T's.
No, I'm with the female pro wrestler called the Ladder. Yeah, she's 6'10".
Wow. What's that like dating someone who's almost 7 feet tall?
Well, like when you look at Olive, you see a woman, right? Well, it's sort of the same. When I look at the Ladder, I see a woman. But when I look up, I see more woman.
I bet.
It's great, though. When we're shopping at the mall and I get tired, she can just pick me up and carry me like a purse. But I love her. I love her personality. She's from Louisiana. Elle a coup je ne sais quoi.
Ouais.
Oh, parlez-vous français? You speak French?
Un poquito.
But we love playing that game that you and I played last time I was here.
Oh, yeah. Heads up. Yeah.
And she's not as good as you, though. You're really good at that game.
Okay. 2 words. All right. Landmine sweeping. No. Landmine. That's 1 word. Okay, no. I don't know. Steering. Car steering. Oh, car. 1. The first word? Car's first word. Okay, car. Car steering. Okay. Car. Oh, car model? Car magazine. Car waxing. Car wax. Jeez. Car washing. Car wash. Okay. Okay, 2 words. All right. Oh, mountain hike, long hike, walking sticks, mountain, hiking sticks. Noah Wiley. I just saw librarian. Mountain high. Okay, ski slope, mountain, ski mountain, snow slope, ski slopes. Okay. Oh, ski bunny. All right. Okay. 1 word. Okay. Crimped underwear. Wedgie. Acting, performing, performer, actress. Zigzag, is that 1 word? Dodging bullets. Choreographer, embellishment, tableau, mirroring. I read. Bad back. Oh, stripper. Okay. 2 words again. Wow. Okay. Legs, daddy long legs. No. Legs, jeans, denim. Uh, long legs. Foot, single leg, 1 leg. Pants. Lap. Okay. Lap is the first word. Okay. Lap band. Last lap. Lap running. Lap swimming. Swimming laps. Swimming laps. No, first word. Okay. I don't know. That's stripping, right? Paint stripper. Lap stripper. Stripping. You're a stripper, right? Wait, did I get it? Paint stripper. No? What are you doing? Hey, guy. I need an adult.
But anyway, we get along great. Yeah, she came with me this time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was telling her about your Hollywood entertainment. We don't have all those movies on our side.
Oh yeah. And the streamers now too, right? Have you seen all the originals from the streamers?
Yeah, we're not as into those.
Why not?
Well, it just seems like it's just awkward characters doing awkward things with other awkward characters.
Oh, like it's implied the character might be on the spectrum or something, and then some other character for no reason just brings up genitalia.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what happens every time.
Yeah, that's how you know it's edgy.
That's edgy?
Well, yeah, that's how you know. When you see that, you're supposed to laugh, then clap, and then go on Twitter.
Go on Twitter?
No, first laugh, then clap.
Even if you're alone?
Especially if you're alone. So laugh, then clap, then go on Twitter.
Why?
Because it's all of us right now.
Okay.
Check me on that.
But we like the big movies. Our side doesn't take as many liberties as you guys. With all the sequels and prequels and all that. You guys totally go overboard, and,
Yeah.
and I love it, and she loves it.
Well, we have some good franchises, though. You saw the Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, we loved it. See, on our side, they would have not had... Well, so you know how they found Tony Stark out in space?
Yeah.
Right, so on your side, it was great, right? They went back in time, got Jack Sparrow's compass, and then used it to find Tony, right? Because they're both Disney properties now. That was so great. Everybody loved it. But on our side... they would just play it really straight.
Yeah. That was pretty neat. The moment you saw Jack Sparrow on the screen, the theater erupted. I mean, it was insane. The reaction made the whole movie.
Yeah.
And everybody loved that they tied the whole universe together.
Yeah. Or on your side, how the latest Indiana Jones had Zach Galifianakis as Harrison Ford's sidekick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. That was so perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah.
We've already seen it like 7 times.
Yeah, I just got it on HD DVD. Did you see, what was that? I just saw it again. I was telling you. Arrival.
Yeah, right. The aliens. That's always been one of my favorites, actually. Yeah, the Arrival.
Yeah, I really like Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner was in it?
Yeah, how did you miss that?
Oh, okay. I'll have to rewatch it, I guess. It would be neat to see a young Jeremy Renner.
I guess that would be neat.
I've always liked Charlie Sheen. I wish he would get more bigger roles.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're talking about the Arrival, right? Aliens on Earth, and they they need to have like a different environment than ours to survive.
Yeah, and they look really weird, and that round dilly bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh.
But sometimes your side can get a bit ahead of themselves. And, what do they jump the shark?
Yeah, but that's rare. Where have you seen it?
Like with Fury Road.
You like Mad Max better.
Those were good, but I like the Fast and Furious sequels better. It's a little too novel to jump into the future after 8.
Wait, what do you mean? Fury Road is not part of Fast and Furious.
Sure it is, man. Come on. It's obvious. Charlize Theron, the whole movie is one long car chase, and there's like 100 Vin Diesels.
Wait. Because they were all bald?
Yeah.
No, man. No, not at all. Wait. So, and Mad Max is what, a prequel to Fast and Furious?
So you know.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Look, they made it obvious, right? The word mad is just like the word furious, right? Mad, furious, right? And then you have Max. Max and fast, those are like the same thing, right? So mad, furious, fury, all the same. And road. All the movies are about car chases, right? Come on.
So wait, you think Mad Max is set before
Mad Max is set during the Younger Dryas, right? There was a civilization here before, right? We're talking like 12,000 years ago.
Okay, I want to hear this.
It died off through whatever, comet, war, maybe a CME, and that's why only older cars worked, huh?
Okay, that's pretty good so far, I have to admit.
So they die off, and over 12,000 years, the cars and buildings return to dust, right? That's plenty of time.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. A car would probably be turned to dust in 500-600 years, something like that. Yeah, go on.
So then we build back up, right? And we have Vin Diesel, who is, by the way, Toretto, very rare dialect of Latin, means Thunderdome.
I love it. I love you, man. But you are 100% totally wrong. Those movies are not related. I mean, Mad Max and Fury Road are, sort of. But the other one...
wrong. Look, wait. Okay, I can see the naming, right? Mad, Fury, Furious, Max, Fast, and so on. That's coincidence. But then they all happen to be about car chases, 2 coincidences, and then Charlize Theron and Vin Diesel's?
Bald people do not equal Vin Diesel.
Why would you say that?
Man, this is too good. I think we're just going to agree to disagree on this.
You watch him again. You'll see. Everyone knows it.
So before we started talking earlier, you were talking about Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
You and him went hunting? Is that right?
No. Well, I have, but I recently invited him to go extreme hunting.
Extreme hunting? Is that like hunting from a helicopter or like on skis or something?
No, extreme hunting is much like regular hunting with 2 differences. First, you don't tell your wife you're going until the last minute.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And second, you tell your wife you don't know how long you're going to be.
That's great.
Even some of the most seasoned hunters cannot do extreme hunting.
I can imagine. I couldn't do that. That would essentially just be my wife hunting me or for a new husband.
But since I like mastering all forms, I've been doing indirect hunting lately, which is very challenging.
Indirect hunting?
Yeah, so it was originally invented to avoid backlash from organizations like PETA, but it's very challenging. And as you know, most hunters like challenges.
I can't even imagine what's coming next. What are you trying to...
So you cannot kill the animal directly. You have to think up of creative ways for the animal to otherwise die. So we were recently in Africa, and we trailed a pride of lions for miles and scoped out their hierarchy.
Hierarchy?
Yeah, so what we came up with is we took some blue powder, and we lured a female away a bit and tossed some of the blue powder on her hind quarters.
Huh. Okay.
Then we found a beta male and lured it out a bit and tossed some blue powder on its face.
Okay.
So then when they're all back at the pride, the alpha male, he'll see the female's blue hindquarters, then puts 2 and 2 together, gets jealous, challenges the beta male to a fight. The alpha male kills the beta male. Then we fire a blank and scare them all away. We move in to collect the kill.
This sounds so fake.
I'm serious.
No, I know you're being serious. It just sounds so made up.
That technique I made up. It's called the Zimbabwe hatchback.
Zimbabwe hatchback.
Cats are a jealous animal, except jaguars.
Not jaguars, huh?
No.
You know what's always a concern, like in a forest, is you got bears, you know? That still bothers me. You know, mostly bears, because I know people...
Bears are no problem.
Really? What do you take, like bear spray or something?
Flamethrower.
Flamethrower? Come on. Really? Is that legal?
Legal? Paul, there's no laws in the jungle. Seriously, laws are for followers and sissies. I go my own way. Nobody tells Paul what to do.
Well then.
Oh man, is it 4 yet?
No, you still got an hour. You got to go?
No, I just got to remember to feed the meter out there.
Yeah, I had a close call with a bear once.
Really? What happened?
You met the guys I hunt with. Yeah, attacked by 2 bears. Fought them off, but one of the guys got some pretty nasty scratches.
Wow, and you didn't get hurt at all?
Oh, no, I wasn't there.
Oh, so what, something came up at the last minute?
No. This happened years before I knew them.
Wow. Lucky.
So you were saying about PETA. So they get on you too, huh?
Not really, no. But with social media now, you know, you get a lot of ignorant people who spout off just ridiculous ideas, basically, you know, of Earth and nature and life. And some of it can just be really annoying. But since I'm with the UU, it doesn't affect me.
Like what kind of things annoy you?
So I think recently there was a hubbub about a polar bear and climate change. I guess there was a picture of an emaciated polar bear.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that. They blamed you? They blamed hunters for that?
Well, no, in that instance, they blamed climate change.
Well, isn't that part of it?
Well, climate change is what created and killed and will kill all species.
What do you mean created?
So let's take polar bears in this case, right? You have bears. Bears are omnivores. You know what that is, right?
I think so.
So they're both herbivores and carnivores, right?
So, right, they like herbs and carne asada.
Well, you're not wrong, but it just means they'll happily eat either plants or animals.
Oh, right. Yeah, I knew that.
So a few 100,000 years ago, some brown bears, wandered off onto a glacier. And this happened for quite some time. Then, because of climate change, the glacier receded. And some of these brown omnivore bears got trapped on the glacier.
Oh, okay.
So there isn't blueberries to eat on the glacier, right? And they lost their ice bridge back to where they used to live.
Aw.
Yeah. And so it could have been catastrophic for them, right? But they were omnivores. So they saw some seals and just ate those.
Okay, but they aren't brown bears now.
So over the course of several 100,000 years, via natural selection, the lighter color fur bears did better, right? Because they could hide in the ice and snow and sneak up on seals. So the lighter the fur, the more they ate. The more they ate, the healthier they were. The healthier they were, the more they mated.
Oh, right. Duh. Yeah, I knew that too.
Anyway, so over the next 300,000 or 400,000 years, imagine how many seals they murdered. Billions.
Yeah, probably.
So climate change took an omnivore bear that was happy eating blueberries and forced it to murder billions of seals.
So they're carnivores now?
Well, scientists consider them carnivores, but they're still omnivores, technically. I believe that's right.
Okay.
So even though that picture of the emaciated polar bear had nothing to do with climate change, even if it did, that would be a totally natural process. Whether it happens a little sooner or a little later is irrelevant. There are a myriad of things that can affect timetable. And think about this. If all that transition from brown bear to polar bear, from vegetation to seals, if that took place today, humans would probably see that bear as an invasive species and probably pass laws trying to protect the seals.
Yeah, right. That's probably what would happen. Yeah, it's weird. You know, we're so caught up in our tiny little limited viewpoint of man, you know? Like everything revolves around us. and we judge everything from our perspective. It's not natural, like either way you look at it.
Yeah, it isn't. Man sees all ecosystems as being in its natural state in the moment man started cataloging them. Like nothing mattered before man started writing in books. The truth is, all ecosystems are temporary. They change, they're supplanted, sometimes via ecosystem-driven forces, what one might term as natural, but also from 1,000-year, 100,000-year, even million-year climate cycles, which are not natural to whatever current ecosystem happens to be in place when it occurs. Forcing one ecosystem to remain static forever forward is not only illogical, but not how the Earth has ever worked in its entire existence. It's man's ego and narcissism.
I don't think it's ego or narcissism if they're saying that the Earth should decide and not man. Like, that's like the opposite.
It's ego and narcissism to say that the Earth decides. It doesn't. It's ego and narcissism to say that man can override Earth. It can't because Earth is not in charge. The Earth, yes, is partly a system, but there is way too much internal and external chaos to say that the system is in charge.
Chaos?
Yeah, asteroids, supervolcanoes, cosmic rays. I mean, look, you have people freaking out about ice melting in Antarctica. At the same time, you have maps showing an ice-free Antarctica. Do you even know what caused an ice-free Antarctica just a few hundred years ago?
But, okay, but I see what you're saying. But those people are just concerned about polar bears. Isn't having concern okay?
It's neither okay or not okay. For one, those bears aren't even supposed to be there, right? They're not supposed to be eating billions of seals. They aren't even supposed to exist. Polar bears are actually unnatural. But since they were here during the time humans became intelligent, we think that they are a natural feature of the environment. They are actually unnatural.
Okay, but they're here, so...
Right, but now we're going out of our way to maintain something that's not natural, which is fine. But I mean, let's not create false stories about why we're doing it. Let's keep truth in perspective. Climate change creating and killing off species is totally normal. It's always happened and will always happen.
I agree and disagree. I agree in the sense that it's a normal process. But I think that people are more concerned if they think it's their own actions that might be killing them off, right? That isn't natural. Well, I guess it depends on how you define natural.
Right.
It almost seems like humans define natural as simply unaffected by humans. But that doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so there was a time not long ago when there was no such thing as polar bears. So now, do polar bears think of what they're doing as unnatural and therefore negatively affecting the ecosystem? And then why would man look at the same thing and think it's natural? It's really weird.
Think about this. If polar bears went extinct 5,000 years ago, your archaeologists would have found their fossils, as they do with everything else no longer here, and they would have said, wowee, look at this thing. I'm going to call this Polaris Barius.
Right.
Can you imagine this ancient creature? Wow, amazing. But instead, you have your little notebooks while polar bears are still here, and all of a sudden you have a Preserve the Polar Bear Society. If they go, we all go. Mankind is a travesty.
Right.
We're so horrible. I'll tell you what your problem is. You guys are hoarders. Hoarders. Just look at your garages, huh? If your garage is full and doesn't have a car in it, see your way clear of telling nature what it should and shouldn't be. But think about it. Do we really need bears?
Yes, of course.
For what? I think we're better off without them.
Without bears, then the next biggest carnivore becomes king, right? And then they are the bigger predator for everything smaller. And then that's when the really necessary animals might be impacted.
Right, that's my point. As long as man is here, we don't need other tops of food chains. We don't need bears or sharks.
You'd have to sell the country on more hunting. And right now, people don't like that.
So they don't like controlled hunting, of certain types of animals at certain stages in their life. They're no longer procreating. They've had a wonderful life. It's all downhill from there.
Right, they don't.
So they do like bears terrorizing any animals indiscriminate of age. They do like those baby deers being torn apart while they're still alive, while their mothers are watching.
Well, right. I don't think most people realize that, though. But that's right. Bears, well, any predators, they're not humane. They literally tear things apart that are alive. Imagine if a person just picked up a little kitten, and bit into it, right? And ripped it apart, like with your hands.
Yeah, people would throw you in jail.
You actually have a point. I'm agreeing with you that man is the most humane predator that exists. If all predation was done by man, you'd actually be relieving nature of horrors by like 99%.
Yeah, right.
But people don't understand. They'd rather look the other way while billions of horrific deaths occur. Instead of not only replacing that with humane deaths, but then also feeding people with very healthy organic food.
I think people want to look the other way and convince themselves that either all animal deaths come of old age, natural causes, or very rare lion chasing a zebra on the Serengeti.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably what most people think, yeah. I mean, look at vegans. You know how much wildlife that live in those fields that are destroyed? I mean, just minced up? When all that vegetation is processed, I mean, tons of life. It's just ripped apart. Just wasted. Just bloody pieces out on a field, for flies to procreate on. The vegan lifestyle is not cruelty-free by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I'm so surprised we still have bears and sharks and lions. Imagine forests with no bears, right? People could camp and hike without any real worry. Hunting would cull populations and produce tons of organic food to feed the population. We lose sight that humans were created by nature too, right? We're natural. In fact, when you think about it, humans are nature's ultimate triumph.
Triumph?
Yeah, look, there are many ways the earth can end, right? But one that's probably inescapable is the sun. It's a star. Stars have a finite amount of fuel. When your star dies, it will go supernova and swallow the earth.
The sun.
Yeah, and it'll likely get boiling hot well before the sun physically envelops the earth.
Okay, but nature doesn't know that.
Well, I would agree, though we couldn't rule it out, but I would agree. If nature is intelligent, we cannot rule out humans were created for nature to survive, right? However, a triumph is still a triumph, even if it wasn't intended. I mean, have you seen a look at the Hippopotamus Space Agency lately?
No, I get you.
Humans are the only creation of nature that can choose to decide to survive this event. And in some best case scenario, perhaps even take some of nature's greatest hits with us.
Right. Nature's greatest hits. I like that.
So as of right now, without humans, nature's plan is for 100% of creatures to completely end. That's ultimately the end result, right? No whales, no flowers, nothing. It's all already over with, right? That's the plan. Nature is a murderous loser. They can't even defeat a single star. Man is the only species that can take some of it in some minimized form to another planet, right? Nature can't defeat a star, but mankind can.
So we're like nature's ultimate pollen.
We're like the ultimate bee, right? Or wind.
Yeah, man is nature's windbag.
There you go. We can pollinate the universe. Look, we're not going to take whales on a spaceship. We're going to take whale DNA or frozen embryos on a spaceship. So it's a foregone conclusion that whales, in their current form, they're done, right?
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean we should let them all die tomorrow.
No, of course not. But we also shouldn't risk the prospect of man's success. The prospect of at least one, but perhaps more, of anything nature created, that of nature's ultimate success on something temporary. I always laugh when people say man is like a virus on the earth. It's hilarious. The earth is already marked for total execution. Every species on it, except mankind, is definitively marked for execution. There's no reprieve without man. Man is Earth's savior, right? Because by the earth, most people are talking about nature.
Yeah, people don't care about dirt and rocks. They're talking about flowers and bees and birds and life. And you make a good point. Everything already has an expiration date, right? There's no changing that without man.
Right.
And we likely can't take millions of species with us when we
No,
go.
no, and we don't have to, right? Look, all this life today started with just a few species. So if you took X number of species to a new planet, a similar makeup, you would eventually, over time, say millions of years, have X to the power of Y species.
Right.
That's literally what happened here, right? It's preposterous to say that if there are a million species today in 2021, 2019, that if we only took 999,999 species to another planet, that man can't survive? Preservation is a luxury we can contend with once we're on more than one planet.
Okay, but you would have to agree that there are consequences to losing some or too many species that would just make your time here on Earth harder.
Okay, but life is quite resilient. In fact, man is beyond resilient. Humans can solve any problems they face, any problem. I think the important part is recognizing that just because something looks like a problem and smells like a problem and sounds like a problem, that it might simply be just the wrong problem, right? That's a difficult distinction for humans to make because we're conditioned to want to solve problems, period.
Well, I don't think people are adapted to loss, right? They view loss as bad, as negative.
Well, I bet they're happy about losing the T-Rex.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you have environmentalists that, to the detriment of nature's greatest creation, to our detriment, they protect something based on this naive, idealistic, just save everything notion that probably kills many humans over the long term. In fact, environmentalist actions could conceivably kill all life on the planet. You know, hindering mankind might just kill everything on the planet, right? They refuse to understand total loss is a natural part of nature.
But we can't just let everything die.
No, I understand. But we must realize it's good if we can learn to adapt and not be so anal about every little species. I mean, unless you're planning on having bees flying around your spaceship for centuries because we don't know how to survive without bees.
Right. Ultimately, our reliance on, at least the notion of, a million species will be the final end to everything. All species, including us. So this would all be for nothing.
Yeah. Look, I'm all for preserving DNA of everything. But if we aren't able to get to other solar systems, we're vulnerable. The human race is way too comfortable right now, People that sit on mountaintops and just smile all day, these people don't understand the timetable of modern humans.
Yeah.
We're like the bomb squad and literally just one step in a door, and we have no idea if we can defuse the bomb, let alone where the bomb is. This is not a safe place. Across time, this planet, any planet, it's just not a safe place.
Yeah, I hear you.
There are a lot of people out there that will chain themselves to a tree, and yet they don't even have bottled water at home. Imagine if a CME hits like the one that did 150 years ago.
Oh, the Carrington event. Yeah.
Yeah. In a month, what? More than half the population is gone, right?
That many?
More. You can survive 3 days without water. How many people have water? Or how many people can protect their water from, the gang in the next city over?
Yeah, but we have emergency services like water trucks and everything.
CME, man, that's an EMP. Those water trucks aren't working. The pumps that pump your water to your tap aren't working.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. I mean, do these people even care about their family? Or is the silverfish minnow more important than their kids? I mean, at least get your priorities right, because you need my respect if you want my ear or my hands or my vote.
Good point, but you can't vote.
You know what I mean.
That's crazy. A CME would likely kill off more than half the country in very little time. If you don't have water or can't protect your water, civility breaks down real quick. You know, sickos take over real fast.
Or other EMPs, you know, it could take perhaps just a single neutron bomb detonated in the upper atmosphere to create an EMP large enough to kill the grid and electronics in the entire US. Just one.
Yeah, that's scary. We need to find solutions to protect the grid, for sure. If people don't understand just how critical water is and how much water depends on electricity.
It's an Achilles heel.
Yeah, but wait, going back to the tree hugger you mentioned, he'd probably like a CME to kill off people.
Okay, but remember, the earth and everything on it is already marked for death, right? So if environmentalists really cared, they would preserve to the point that does not impede on mankind, because we're the only ones that can save life in the end.
In the end. Yeah, that's a good point. In the end.
But to get back on topic, you know, people's priorities are inverted, and that can be dangerous. You know, you can't ask a scientist if a species needs to be saved. If anything, you would need to ask an economist. Well, that's not exactly correct either. But it's true that scientists and economists needs to work closer together.
Yeah.
To a hammer, everything is a nail. And to a scientist, every problem is a problem. Some problems are not problems. You need to be mature enough to correctly identify problems before you throw what finite resources you have at solving problems.
Yeah, I agree. Man, how do we get on this topic? Let's change the subject to something more positive. So tell me about, I heard about your business, your new business, Storytime.
Oh, Astoria. Yeah.
I've only heard little bits about it. Is this like a high-end experience or what do you offer exactly?
Okay. So on the low end, we have that's affordable to everyone. We have these huge warehouses all across the country. And we have these packages you can buy for different types of adventures where essentially you trick your kids into finding, let's say, a treasure map, right?
Okay.
And then with your help and their wits, they kind of play out this real life adventure. But it's all planned out and it's all safe.
There isn't any pushback that you're tricking kids?
Well, no, I mean, we're talking about young kids, right? So if you think about Tooth Fairy, Santa, Bloody Mary, haunted houses.
Oh, yeah, haunted houses. It's a good one.
Yeah, and I mean amusement parks, movies with 10 parts to them, you know, fantasy, imagination, playfulness. It's a part of being a kid that has purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway, a typical base plan package might look like the parents log on to a website, give us some information like names and schedules or timing, and they choose their adventure. What typically happens next is they receive an old-looking map in the mail.
Okay.
Then they hide it somehow. I've heard some people, they'll buy an old painting and put the map on the back. Then they'll pretend like they bought the painting at a yard sale. Then they just let the kid find the map, right? So they just ask him to clean the painting or something.
Oh, all right.
So the kids find it. There's some clues on it, some information that's specific to some, what ends up being websites to find. So, for example, we make up unique pirates' names and stories. We make an old defunct-looking website that has unverified claims about some old pirate.
Okay, so the kids find it?
Yeah, so it teaches them research. And they're usually really excited and they try to gather information.
I bet.
So then it could lead to them needing a book, right? And little do they know it's a book we made. So their parents pick it up, and their kids, they read the book to figure out the clues.
Wow. So how long does this go on for?
Well, it's at their pace. When the kids are getting close to getting all the clues, which usually point to some location, which is one of our warehouses, the parents will then schedule a time to come in.
Okay.
And the warehouses are huge and have many entrances and obstacles. So usually it can support 10 families at a time without the families even seeing each other. It's like 10 separate mazes inside.
I see.
So, they come in and they have to maybe do one or two more things together as a family, maybe figure something out, like a lever to pull or whatnot. And then they'll find some sort of treasure normally, right? It's fake, of course. Or sometimes they just might solve a mystery.
Wow, that's cool. So it's like an adventure for the family. It kind of reminds me of Goonies.
Yeah, the goals are to bond, to stoke imagination, to learn that doing things in the real world can be fun and exciting. We have some very expensive, ornate ones too, like across continents.
Whoa. What's the most expensive you have?
They can go up to 10 million at this point.
Whoa.
Yeah, and some can take a year to complete or longer, really.
A year? What are they doing for a year?
Well, it's a multifaceted task, so it's not like they're doing something for 365 days. It's more like about making research a little harder, or, for example, say the kid, and these are like young adults now, right, 12, 13, 14. If they express interest in, say, snorkeling, we'll integrate that into the adventure.
Wow.
We did one that incorporated parasailing once, did camping, hiking. There was one real cool one where they had to figure out how to remove layers of paintings to see an older painting underneath for clues.
Oh, so it's like Indiana Jones or the Librarian.
Yeah, along those lines.
Man, that would have been so cool if they had that when we were kids.
We put together ones for adults. So we create ornate ones like Indiana Jones, where there's prize money involved.
That would do well here. Yeah, people, especially rich people, always looking for adventure.
Oh, speaking of adventure, you want to hear something freaky?
Yeah.
So I talked to Paul, and we were talking, and apparently there was a find that... Oh, okay, let me back up here. So I don't know if you know, but adjusters can only go back on assignment.
Okay.
But if there's evidence that an adjustment was made, but there's no record of it, like at the UU, we call that an open. We can go back on our own time and close it up. There's no time limit.
I don't know what any of that means.
Well, if there is a non-assigned reason to go back to an open loop, we can go back and close it. But there's no time limit. So we can, have fun. We can mess around. So closing open loops that have no official record don't affect the future.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So Paul brought up the idea of elite tourism, like maybe hunting. I can get a group together. We can go back and hunt, like dinosaurs.
What?
Like make a fortune.
I think he was just pulling your chain.
No. First, do you know how dinosaurs went extinct?
There are some theories. I don't know if anybody knows 100% for sure about any of them.
Exactly. Well, look. So Paul showed me something that a researcher recently found. This guy found a cartouche in Hymenoptera.
A what?
Ancient texts.
How long has your site had mobile phones?
No, like drawings, a sort of record keeping on tablets.
Oh, okay. Tablets. Yeah. I get it. That's funny how the words text and tablets could be used right now and 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I guess everything comes around again.
Yeah. And my wife wanted me to throw away that bell-bottom loincloth.
So anyway, this cartouche has glyphs describing something found in the Golden Record. Do you know what they meant by the Golden Record?
Like the tablets were made of gold or rose gold? Or
amber. They called things they found in the amber the Golden Record.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes total sense. That's kind of neat. I'm surprised that didn't stick. But wait. Who's this guy? I mean, how do you know he's for real?
Oh, he's real. He's written books about all this stuff. Yeah, Riley Poole.
I've never heard of him.
Really? The Templar treasure.
No.
Apparently, he has single-handedly unearthed some of the greatest treasures. Anyway, what the glyphs describe by words and image looked exactly like a 5.56.
As in NATO 5.56 round?
Yeah, and you know, Paul, that's my round.
You're not going to bring down a T-Rex with that caliber.
Maybe not, but I'm thinking we took a personal protection weapon.
Yeah. Man. Well, did you? I mean, it was in the past.
Well, we'll see. Maybe. Maybe I am why the dinosaurs went extinct.
Oh, man. Let me know if you put that together. I'll go with the second group. I don't want to go with the first group.
Of course. But before that, we should go hunting again, man.
Yeah, I'd love that, man. How about this weekend? You know, my Uncle Mord just left me a cabin up in the mountains here.
That sounds perfect. Let's do it. Thank you, Uncle Morton.
Oh, no, Mord's actually short for Mordecai.
Oh.
Yeah, Uncle Mordecai. He was killed up in the woods near his cabin. Really crazy story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hunting or?
Nah, it's a mystery. He was murdered actually 6 different ways.
Really?
Yeah, he was bludgeoned, suffocated, poisoned, stabbed, shot, and crushed.
What the? A 6-way killer?
Well, they don't know if it was one person or a group or what.
Wow, so I guess that was a closed coffin.
Well, that's the thing. The body went missing from the morgue.
Really?
And they think they know the group that killed him. Some of them, their bodies have been turning up. You know, maybe word got out. Maybe people are just taking justice into their own hands. I don't know.
So your Uncle Mordecai, who was killed 6 different ways, his body went missing from the morgue.
Yeah.
And hasn't been found.
Right.
And the people they think are responsible are turning up dead.
Yeah. But anyway, I was thinking we can go up there, you know, fix the place up a bit, get some hunting in.
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. Well, or, hey, look, why go way up to the mountains, you know? Cell service and all. Maybe we can just go around here somewhere close.
Cell service is great up there.
Well, I have AirTouch.
AirTouch, really?
Yeah, so you know, what about up here near Solvang?
Solvang, okay. I love that place. Maybe we stop by there, get some supplies first, you know, some cheeses, some cured meats, sparkling cran grape juice.
Oh, I love sparkles.
Cinnamon morsel loaf.
In the mouth!
That brings back memories.
What does morsel bread remind you of?
Senior trip.
Paris. That cafe.
Yeah.
I love morsel bread.
I love that waitress. Brigitte.
Yeah, I love morsels. Sparkling morsels. No, that's not a thing.
It should be.
Okay, so we just stop by and buy some treats. Then we get up there, set up camp, plan the hunt, bag some quail, maybe some caribou, maybe something bigger.
Yeah, my wife just got some avocados. We could take those for the trip. Oh, no, but they won't be ripe by the weekend.
Oh, you can just startle them.
What?
You can ripen fruit by startling it. You didn't know this?
No, like scare them?
Yeah, sneak up on them and startle them. I'm being serious.
I believe you. Okay. Oh, you know what's in Solvang? They have a Devon's.
They have a Devon steakhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Maybe we go to Solvang in the AM, buy some supplies for the hunt, then have lunch at Devon's, then go on up to the spot. I got a new rifle, 308. Want to try it out? Maybe there's some buck. Be nice.
Yeah. Oh, man, my mouth is watering for Devon's now.
Yeah, mine too.
But I have to watch what I get there. My cholesterol is a bit high.
Oh, no problemo.
Oh, no español.
No, it's not a problem. Plant sterols. Your cholesterol is solved, my friend.
Plant steroids?
Sterols. Plant sterols. They mimic cholesterol to obfuscate cholesterol absorption.
What? Oh, explain to me like I'm a dummy.
Okay, so first of all, science is a bit off on cholesterol, right? Cholesterol is good for you. You need it. Sure, it can be too high, but if you're eating right and your cholesterol is getting up there, it's really easy to drop it down a bit to keep it under control.
Okay, I'm listening.
Your body absorbs some of the cholesterol from the food you eat, right?
Right.
So when you're going to have a cholesterol-laden meal, you take a pill or a gummy of plant sterols. These plant sterols look molecularly similar to cholesterol. So to simplify, there are, say, cholesterol receptors in your intestines, okay?
Oh, so that's what those are.
And when you eat, these receptors are looking around for some cholesterol action, right? Like just looking around, waiting for cholesterol to pass by. So a plant sterol comes along, and from afar, your receptors are like, hubba, hubba, right? There's some full tilt cholesterol over there.
Okay.
So these sterols saunter over, right? It's like,
Okay. This is great.
and your receptors are like, ooga, right? So, and these sterols are primo looking cholesterol, right? Instagram page showing off their molecule gap, everything. And the receptors just thirsting on this molecule sauntering over. Meanwhile, real cholesterol is just whizzing by in the back.
This is great. Yeah. Okay.
So this cholesterol is getting close, and it's AVDTF down to fuse. And then it's getting close enough that the receptor realizes it's been catfished, like. So then the sterol is like, psych. But by then, the real cholesterol has just gone past the receptors. So you've absorbed less cholesterol.
Okay. Wow. That made perfect sense. Man, you should explain everything to everyone. Like, that was really easy to understand.
So this means we can have whatever we want at Devon's. Brisket Royale.
Oh, man. And their drinks? Oh, I don't understand why more places don't have cheese beverages.
I know. What's the deal with that? I love their sparkling Parmesan.
I love sparkles.
Oh, but you know, they only serve Brisket Royale for dinner. Okay, so, we take a leisure drive up. We get a late breakfast, right?
Brunch.
No, a late breakfast. Then we stop for cinnamon morsel bread.
Yeah, you know that's spelled with an S, right?
What is?
Cinnamon. It's like so good it's sinful. Cinnamon.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. That's clever.
This is going to be a cheat weekend.
So we shop around in Solvang, get some supplies, and then we have an early dinner at Devon's.
Devon's. Yeah, that sounds good. Then we go up, set up camp, plan a good hunt for Sunday, try out your new rifle, bag some game. Oh,
Yeah.
You know, someone just mentioned Solvang to me just last week. They reminded me that the first weekend in spring, that's when they have their annual local barn sale.
Barn sale?
Yeah, everyone cleans out their barns and brings their stuff to sell. They come from like 100 miles around.
Really? Huh.
What?
Well,
What?
it's no big deal. But I just got a turn of the century split level, and I've been looking for period furniture.
Oh, well, it's only on Sunday.
You know,
What?
nothing.
No, what?
Well, the quail and caribou aren't going anywhere.
Okay.
So maybe we take a leisure drive up, stop for brunch, pick up some cinnamon morsel, do some shopping to pass the afternoon, and then dinner at Devon's.
Devon's.
And it would probably just be easier to get a hotel there just for one night.
Then we go antique shopping for old furnishings.
On Sunday, take our time.
Yeah, okay. That sounds really nice. I mean, good.
Yeah, I've been craving a hunting getaway.
Me too. Yeah. Well, hey, it's getting late, man. You want to get out of here and get something to eat?
Sure, I'm starving.
What do you feel like?
IHOP?
You want breakfast for dinner?
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
That's not how that works.
Okay, where do you want to go? Oh, let me guess. Olive Garden.
Yeah, why not? It's great.
Why do you like that place?
Because we speak the same love language.
But all you get is the salads.
Yeah, because it's so fresh. Have you ever had a single piece of bad lettuce from Olive Garden?
Actually, no.
That's right. That's because they grow all their own produce on the roof of their restaurants.
Really? They do?
I don't know that they don't. All right, let's get. Hey, thanks for making it in. Thank you.
Anytime.
It's great seeing you. I love this. We got to do it again.
Yeah,
Let's go
okay.
hunting. Devons.